Hey guys, what's up? I am Ninjy, and today I'm going to be talking about Master Difficulty Nightfalls. So this is an overall tutorial on how to complete this specific difficulty of Nightfalls, but obviously each Nightfall will be a little different. These are just some useful tips and tricks to help you complete each one. Obviously it's only week 2 of Shadowkeep, so we've only seen 2 different Nightfalls, but after seeing 2, I feel like they all play kind of the same, so let's go ahead and jump right into this. So first things first, let's talk about your loadout. I'm pretty much always going to be running Izanagi's Burden as my primary weapon. Izanagi's is very neutrally good because it doesn't have a burn because it's in the kinetic slot, and it is a powerful sniper rifle and really makes team shotting unstoppable enemies or barrier enemies or overload enemies extremely easy. Now, when it comes to your secondary and heavy, you want to run weapons that can counter shields, because in the 980 version of Nightfalls, you will have match game. So let's go ahead and go back a little bit to week 1. Week 1 was the Pyramidium, and in the Pyramidium, we had 2 different shield types. We had Void and Arc. We had Void Shield on Minotaurs, we had Arc on Harpies. So in that specific Nightfall, a Recluse and a Wendigo, or a Recluse and a Delirium, or again, there's tons of different combos, but those are the combos that I'm going to use as an example, were perfect. Now, in this week's Nightfall, which is the Scarlet Keep, we mostly have Solar Shield, and we have a few Arc Shields. So, for example, me personally, I was using the Right Side of Wrong, I believe is what the pulse rifle is called, which is a solar pulse rifle, and I was using either a Delirium or a Wendigo for the Arc Knights. My teammates were using the new Raid Hand Cannon. You could also use a Trust or the Oxygen Scout Rifle, and many more weapons. So now, once you've gotten your weapons figured out, another really important thing is your class chemistry. So for example, in my opinion, it's best to take one of each. You definitely want a Hunter, you definitely want a Warlock, you definitely want a Titan. Your Hunter should be, in my opinion, probably on Bottom Tree Tether. Bottom Tree Tether is actually insane now for the Invis and the buff to the tether and the recharge rate of melee nade combo, all that, really good. Secondly, you want a Warlock. I personally like to run Voidwalker, and I use Top Tree for the supercharged nades because they're really big, and we'll come back to that in a second. But you could also run, Well is very strong. You could also run 2 Warlocks. You could run 1 Well and 1 Nova. That's actually what we ran most of the time. But in my opinion, I think having a Bubble Titan is just better. It's better chemistry. It just helps a lot more. Now that you have your classes decided, this is the fun part. Now you get to decide who's running barrier rounds or overload rounds or unstoppable rounds depending on the Nightfall. Obviously, you have to have some knowledge of each Nightfall because everyone is different. Some may have certain type of enemies which the other ones don't. So again, that's why I'm talking about just overall, just be prepared for using any of those. Nextly, you want to make sure that your Void subclass teammates are using Oppressive Darkness grenades, like the mod that you put on your Bond. This is huge. This basically acts as a mini tether and allows you to 2-shot most of the really big enemies in the game, like the overload enemies or the unstoppable enemies. For the people that are using the Oppressive Darkness nades, obviously in your build you're going to want a lot of discipline so that you're recharging your grenades fast. For me personally, I run a Warlock, and I also use Controverse Hold Arms, which pretty much guarantees my nade back, which is also amazing. So that's just another thing you could do with your Warlock. And lastly, one other thing that you can add, which is huge, is have one of your teammates running the Special Ammo Finisher. This is literally one of the most underrated things I think in the game right now, but it is massive. So basically, every time you use a finisher, you create special for your and your teammates, and it takes, I can't remember if it's a third or a fourth of your super energy, but if you're on Nova Bomb, guess what? You don't need Nova Bomb for PvE. You really don't. So this is literally a game changer. So that is pretty much your loadout. You should be good to go with classes and weapons and all these extra mods and stuff like that. And the last thing that I want to talk about is pretty much just working together, going slowly, team shotting. All of that is very important. The time in which you finish this Nightfall does not matter. So the first time you want to just get it right and go slow and get through it, that's perfectly fine. And you can get faster and faster the more you do it. most importantly, when you get to barrier enemies, or you get to overload enemies, or you get to unstoppable enemies, make sure you have communication with your teammates, count down, shoot together, and honestly, this will be easy. It really will. It's a very fun and challenging system. The 980 Nightfalls are actually amazing, and I love them. And I really think they're a lot easier than people think. They're not necessarily crazy difficult, but they are a challenge every single time, and they're really, really fun. But anyways, guys, that is it for the video. Hopefully all of these things help you guys. Hopefully you guys are able to get through as many Nightfalls as you can. Get your enhancement, stems, whatever they're called, and the big old golf ball shards, and lots of exotic random rolls. But thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.